Hi guys, welcome back. I am apologizing for any noise that you catch in the background. Cue noise. Because I really want to be outside today. I just want to feel the sunshine on my skin. I live in Vancouver and it's just gorgeous. We can't fully take advantage of it by being with our friends, living our normal social life, but this is the best I can do. Sitting in my alleyway in front of this green bush just to bring some color and beauty back into the frame. So last week you spent your focus on dreaming up everything that you wanted, mind mapping it, and kind of arranging it into a way that made sense to you. And also trying to focus on what was actually important and what are the key things that you wanted to focus on in order to improve your current self and go towards your future self, your desired self, what you want for yourself. So here we are. This week's focus is the roadmap. We're gonna look 15 years into the future. I feel like I need a crystal ball for this. Okay, cool. What you're gonna do is take a sheet of paper, tape it together, and create a really long sheet of paper. In the demonstration, I've used a large wooden board and some tape to divide it into 5 different sections. The first bottom section is the rest of 2020. Then it goes to 1 to 2 years, 3 to 5 years, 6 to 10 years, 11 to 15 years, and boom, I'm thinking about myself when I'm old, but in a positive light, and very, very happy to do so. Across each section, detail the year range that is being referenced and include what age you'll be during that time. This will help put into perspective where you want to be, what you want to achieve, and how you want to live at that age. Also, add context to each chapter of your life to create deadlines. Anticipate events that are out of your control but have an impact on your opportunities. When do you expect to graduate? When do you want to start a family? What age will your parents or your kids be? How does that impact your lifestyle? Or most immediately, estimate when isolation will end and how human needs and behaviors will change. How will laws, regulations, and the economy change? How do you want to respond when that happens? With all the goals that you developed in week 1, you're going to look at your roadmap and think, where does that fit in? Where in my project timeline, your life is your project, where in my project timeline do I want things to happen for myself? And if you have a big dream that's far, far in the future, how can we break that up into chapters of our lives and ensure that what we're doing now is moving toward where we want to be in the future? So part of the road mapping, you're going to start with mapping what you know, the things that you want to have in the future, the lifestyle you want to live. That's very key and important. Imagine your future self. Where are you living? How much does life cost? How many homes do you have? How big is your family? Where is your family? What kind of cars do you drive? I say cars with plural. How much does it cost? Put a price tag on everything you want in the future, and then you can identify how much it costs to live that life and how much you need to make in order to make it happen. By putting a number on it, it makes it more real and practical and measurable. Do you want a dog? Do you want a car? Do you want to go on vacations? Where are you going on vacations? What kind of vacations are you doing? So I'm imagining the bottom half of your vacations dreams are to do backpacking, hosteling, where your holidays cost maybe 1 to 2K each trip for 5 days. But then you get older and a hostel situation isn't what you want to get into. So your vacations are going to cost more money. What does that look like? Ask somebody, Google it. You find a general number, it doesn't have to be exact, always overestimate, and then just put a price tag on it and you'll know where you're working toward. So because I built this roadmap around me wanting to chase my career, that's the example that I'm gonna pull from. If you have a big dream, a role, a title that you're after, put that at the top. Put your title currently at the bottom. List out the skills you have right now. List out the skills that you need in the future to do that role, to be in that position, to be successful. If you're planning your own business, it will look slightly different. You have to change your mindset into thinking of how you want it to scale. Use LinkedIn to find out. Look for people who are in the position that you want to be and kind of pick through their online profile, their career and their journey, how they got there. Reach out, ask them questions and figure it out. What were the steps? How did you develop those skills that you needed? What are the key essential skills to focus on? And what are the nice to haves on the side? What are the hard skills and soft skills? You need to be aware of what skills you need to have in the end so that you can prepare for that now and move towards it and build toward it. Because you can only seize opportunities that arise if you are prepared to take them on when they do. Originally, I wanted to be a managing director of my own event agency, working on global accounts all around the world. I came to this decision by dreaming up what I wanted for my future self and researching options based on my strengths, passions, and growth opportunities. Being specific with what I want creates a concrete picture of what achieving this goal actually looks like. Using LinkedIn, I dissected the profiles of industry leaders I wanted to emulate and identified the key skills I need to be successful. With a picture of where I want to be, I look at my starting point, my current self, and detail what I already have in action so I can identify the gaps and what I need to work on. Assign learning goals in each chapter of your life, ensuring you acquire the foundational skills first so you can take on greater challenges as you progress. For example, learn the technical skill before learning to manage a team. Remember to make your goals measurable so you can track your progress. Create targets for yourself. Perhaps you already manage budgets of 10K, but in the next chapter, you want to manage budgets of 50K. Although you're working on the same skill, you're building on your level of complexity and responsibility, which shows your growth. So what I'm also encouraging is that you plan for, say, worst case scenario, best case scenario. If you have different paths that you're considering, build the picture. When you have it in front of you, you can really weigh it side by side and see which one is worth your time. And this is how you can decide how to focus. In my roadmap, I have identified 2 different options for my event career path. I can either become a self-employed person that creates events and starts her own small event agency, or I can become a freelance, which is kind of in the middle of having your own business, but kind of not. You are still reliant on someone else giving you a job in that situation. Or I can be really, really traditional and just chase after a full-time job. I have included order over chaos into my roadmap, but because it's so new, I actually don't have a clue of where I'm gonna take it. So what I've done instead is added some notes of what I should be thinking of, what questions I should be asking in order to figure it out. I put in some ideas of which direction I can take it, and then I can decide later, but at least it's on the wall. It's something that I can look at and continuously consider and really try and figure out. These are different options that I'm weighing in my head. And because I don't know what the future holds, I'm gonna map it out anyway. I'm gonna establish that these are 2 options, but what are the steps that I can take that will maximize my chances in both options? How can I improve myself now that helps me with any opportunity that comes up in the future as I lay out on my roadmap, of course. So back to the example of events, because we're still in lockdown, but what can I do right now to work toward that goal? I can start networking. This is the time to capitalize on building relationships and community and finding people like you or are in the position that you want to be. Reach out, ask questions, figure out how they got to where they are and what they wanted to know back when they were in your position. Self-development, self-growth, self-awareness, self-actualization is a constant project. There is no end date. But there are checkpoints, there are milestones, right? It's an ongoing thing. So it's not that you spend 1 hour on this per week, it's that you start the work and start reflecting and build upon it. And that's it. Now you have a roadmap of where you want to go and how you're gonna get there. And I'm so excited to hear what you have in store in our next call. See you then. A post-it just flew away, fuck. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment below. It'll help me so much. Thanks, guys.